everyone, Empire Baron here. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to finally be back. As everybody's probably noticed, I've been missing in action for a couple of months. I had a baby boy, and he just turned 3 months old, so I finally have the energy it takes to cast these games again. Lots has happened since I've been gone. As you'll notice probably right off, this is a new civilization. This is the Persian civilization. We'll be following WiriWout. And he will be facing off against another Persian civilization of Trolerkules. So excuse me for pronouncing these names wrong, but they will both be in Persian civilization on this map of coastal. So there will be that big water source in the middle that is oh so important to get. Now a little bit about the Persians. They are a good, well-rounded civilization. They are quote-unquote titled pro. That just means that you start at level 20, you start with some gear. It takes away some of the storyline, which I don't completely agree with. With the release of Champion Mode, which is another new thing that's come out in the game, it makes PvP an even battlefield. No matter what gear you have, the gear only takes place cosmetic effect. So now, with that said, them just taking away a little bit of story and giving you a little bit of gear, hopefully they don't make more of them in the future. We'll just say that. So with that said, though, Celts will be here hopefully in March, and they will be a free-to-play civilization. I believe free-to-play. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they'll at least not be a pro civilization, so they will have their own unique storyline, and we'll see. As those come out, it should make this game interesting now. They'll have 4 civilizations, and we'll see how they get all of that balanced out. Right now, there is a couple balance issues that people are dealing with. One of them being this fishing issue that you need to get the docks right off like this. And another one is just basic. The units are a little bit imbalanced. We'll see how they fix it. Another issue people are suffering through is disconnects. I'm hoping that's the reason why the numbers are kind of low right now. As far as players go, the disconnects is really struggling, really hard to deal with. But they said that they have a patch that's in the testing stage right now. So be patient. Hopefully that's something we'll see really soon. And, get some players back into the game consistently. And, other than that, I see hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll see some major things come back. And I've heard some rumors that maybe it'll be the game will be on Steam. That's just a rumor. That would be good. I know there's lots of people who get on Steam, and that would be really good for the game to get that kind of attention. Right now, that's one of the main things with this game and a free-to-play game is getting attention and setting yourself apart from all of the other free-to-play games out there. And that this game is struggling with that right now. There's some major issues. One of the things I'm really frustrated about is the lack of an observer mode replay system. I think as an RTS game, it's really important for the players to see their own games and see how other good players are beating them. And also, not only that, but the opportunity for me to try to set up tournaments and other players to set up tournaments that have a chance to be sponsored and then get maybe YouTube hits, and you get not only real money, but you get attention in the community. And that's what sets StarCraft apart from the other RTS games in the genre and Warcraft for that matter, because there's a professional environment, because they allow you to watch the games of other players, and we can get quote unquote celebrity players. There is some in this game. The Mista is a player that everybody who plays this game knows his name. He didn't even have the game installed on his computer until a couple days ago when he decided to do some streaming. We see that first trireme come out. I want to see what time that trireme came out. 4-minute mark, but he didn't even have the game installed on his computer. And honestly, I don't blame him, because as a fan of RTS games, the way this game released and the way they tried to sell it and get money out of it, at the point where it wasn't ready yet, it wasn't to where it can be competitive, it wasn't even worth practicing. And that's one of the key things they need to know is a game that takes this kind of skill, you need to be able to have a reason to practice it. People need to, yes, it's fun, and it'll get a lot of attention because it's fun. A game needs to be fun, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, a game of this magnitude, that is going to have a chance at getting hugely popular, and that takes a lot of work, quote unquote, and mental capabilities. You need to have a reason to practice. Now we're seeing the first engagement as these galleys are really starting to go at each other. We've been hearing a little bit about this galley micros. You see that one galley is really microing out of the way, and you can dodge attacks as it finally does get sunk down there. But you need to really time when your units are attacking and moving. And, it takes a lot of skill, this Navy micro. I'm not sure if we're going to see adjustments to how it's done and tweaks to how it's done, because some players are getting quite frustrated with it. Sometimes if you're not paying attention to your units, you can get just completely dismantled because the enemy will be microing his units out of the way and just completely dodging your attacks. So you'll also see that fishing boat come out and repair that galley. That's another thing you need to make sure you do, is use your fishing boats, to repair. Sometimes you can even see fishing boats going into battle with you so that you can repair those galleys during the battle. Those galleys are so expensive. Now we're seeing still no ground forces here for the WiriWout, and we haven't seen any ground forces to speak of from Trolerkules. We see that scout sitting down in the base there, and he's just keeping an eye, making sure that he's not going to get surprised by any Asabaras. Now, I have a real strong hope that this game has a chance. It has enough skill, where we can really practice the game, but it is easy enough for a regular average player to get on and understand the basic mechanics and learn the game pretty easily, understand what's going on. We're getting ready here now for another major engagement as WiriWout's lead galley there is going to get punished, and he is trying to micro like crazy, that lead galley, as now a ship is going to get sunk for Trolerkules, as he's going to turn around here and try to retreat, but now he is kind of just turning around. Now he's going to do a little bit of that micro dance back and forth. Another ship gets sunk for Trolerkules as WiriWout seems to be superior microing his units, as another tense moment passes for these two players. And look at the line as, another ship goes down and another galley goes down for WiriWout as he micros those units, and Trolerkules takes back some of that damage that he just got incurred on him. Still only 2 fishing boats created for WiriWout as he is just focusing down his resources on getting as many galleys as he can. Look at all the villagers getting wood there. Another interesting point to make that I've seen other players like the Mista do is move that storehouse up a little bit further, closer, and there it is. There goes that storehouse down to get rebuilt, so that now those villagers just have that less of a time to travel. Now, still a pretty basic setup. This coastal map is very heavy. Now we're seeing that barracks finally start to go down. So WiriWout is going to turn and start to tech transfer a little bit, either set up a defense or right now it seems to be just a defense. He can set down a couple spearmen just in case some Asabara come. That's the likely attacker from Trolerkules at this point. Now that we're in this age, it's likely to see maybe a raid come on or an ambush come on from Trolerkules, who has, now he's going to put pressure on here. That lead galley you see was not repaired. Not a good decision, but he is going to kind of micro in and out here. He realizes he was kind of outnumbered by a full force from WiriWout, who's now going to push down the map and wisely decides to turn around and hold now on these 2 docks. Really tense moments kind of passing as, now we see a stables go down and another stables go down. So WiriWout is going to start to make some Asabara of his own to do the same attack that he's defending from with those spearmen there. Now we're seeing this navy start to make its way south, and we are going to get a major engagement, a very tense moment for both of these players as the arrows are getting volleyed back and forth. No, a first ship is sunk. We have an equal side. They both got sunk at the same time as, man, a tense moment. Another ship goes down for either side. Not much micro going on here. Now that there's so many ships on the field, we are just seeing pure brunt force as it looks like Trolerkules, having the advantage of having his dock so close, is going to be able to clean this up. Now we see 5-on-4, 5-on-3. Still no boats being created for WiriWout as he may be doing a complete transfer into a land army, as we are seeing his navy be completely dismantled and wiped off of this sea. Now, 1 galley remains. He is going to kind of escape to the left, knowing it's suicide going any further, and he has lost the water. It'll be interesting to see, Noah, how long it takes Trolerkules to come up to the north and realize that there's no more navy being created. I think this is a mistake. As time ticks away now, these fishing boats are vulnerable. Not only are they getting a little bit of food still, but he doesn't know, more importantly, he doesn't know that WiriWout has tech transferred to a land-based army yet, I don't believe. So we are going to see maybe Trolerkules macroing out so many boats to try to defend against this. Let's see how this plays out. Trolerkules does have control of the water, so that will play a very important role into the end of this game because that is so much food that he can gather from there. We are seeing now WiriWout realizing, oh no, okay, so I lost the water, backup plan, I need to hunt for animals. Now we are seeing an attack come on from Trolerkules as 6 Asabari come in and really start to attack this mine as it takes WiriWout a couple seconds too long when 3 villagers die off there, as now this force of Asabara are kind of dancing around. I would have thought they would have pushed past that storehouse, that town center, and moved into the base, as now they are kind of just sitting in the fire of the town center as these gold miners are going back to work, and still only 3 Asabara on the field, as now these spearmen who were sitting back expecting the Asabara to run through the houses, and now the spearmen are in place to defend against this attack. And I believe with just those 2 or 3 Asabara, WiriWout was able to handle that ambush, and that is trouble for Trolerkules, as we are seeing now WiriWout really start to get his villagers in place. He's got those huntable animals going, as well as berry pickers, as he is just really trying to get food and gold going. He probably has food and gold going, and he's got a couple still going on wood, so he can keep building these stables. And we also see he has upgraded that storehouse. You see that storehouse is healing that unit. That is a new upgrade for Persians called the first aid tent. You get that unit, that upgrade, and now when you put your unit near that storehouse, it will slowly start to regenerate its life. We see these spearmen kind of spread across his base so that he can protect against these ambushes from a couple Asabara, at least give him a chance to react to it. And we see he's also moving out to a couple of these berry patches, and he's just kind of turtling now, realizing, okay, I lost the water. I need to really just start focusing down on getting a force together. Now he's going to start to move these Asabara down the map, finish scouting out his side, as finally it looks like these docks are getting taken out. Look at all the ships for Trolerkules. Oh no. So this is the one reason you need to scout. Trolerkules decided he was going to go back, take the win on the battle, and macro out these galleys, and then put a push on. And now he realized that WiriWout had switched completely to a land-based army, and now Trolerkules is going to be in a mass race to try to get a defense together, because we see these Asabaras making their way down, and we see some more Asabaras coming in from the west, and it looks like these 4 Asabaras from the west are probably going to feint an ambush. So what I mean by that is they're going to come in and they're going to attack villagers. They're going to draw the defenses of Trolerkules to that part, and then they're going to come in with the main force and attack. So let's see this take place. There is the shift of the defenses by Trolerkules, and now he's going to try to find that gold mine and really do some damage on these units. There's the gold mine. He's going to force that town bell to be rung, and the feint attack is going to get completely dismantled, but that forced the town bell to be rung, and now he is going to get pushed by those archers. So we're seeing archers. A very interesting choice of unit, considering that Trolerkules has the water. You would think to see more of a food-heavy army. Archers, I think he was going more archers because he saw some barracks were down for WiriWout, but there is not many infantry units to speak of other than those couple spearmen that are in defense across his base, and that may be another flaw by Trolerkules. So it's very interesting to see. We're seeing WiriWout go only Asabaras, a unit that some people are calling a little bit OP lately, a little bit overpowered, because, they're a really mobile force. They're in the second age. Now we're seeing the equal-sized force come in on either side, as WiriWout is really trying to successfully show this pincer movement from both sides, he's going to constantly be harassing the economy, forcing Trolerkules on his heels so that he never knows where the attack is going to come from. They're not big attacks. They're not completely crippling attacks, but they just kind of weaken you enough so that you don't have certain resources. Now we're going to see the storehouse go down. It just takes a little bit longer for that wood to be gathered. I don't know why he had wood in that vulnerable of a location anyways, but now we're seeing these Asabars start to pull back. So he's gonna pull back. He feels comfortable that he's put enough pressure on so that Trolerkules is worried about the pressure. Now he can pull back. He can heal his units up. We're seeing a couple more storehouses go down, so maybe he can have a little bit of a place to go back to and heal these units up, because it's important that he doesn't lose too many of these food-heavy units. You know, he doesn't have that water source in the middle, so Trolerkules has that advantage. We're seeing more stables go down as Trolerkules now comes in and sees a huge force, and he just gets pushed away instantly, as now he is going to retreat back and really start to build up. At this point, Trolerkules needs to be thinking, I need to make mass amounts of spearmen just to hold off all of these Asabars. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes WiriWout to push these Asabars down the map. We're seeing now the spearmen bundle up and then take off down the map. So he's sending those spearmen down probably for that feint attack again, because at this point he knows there's tons of archers, so they're pretty much useless in that battle. They will get taken out really quick. He's just going to focus down on massing out Asabaras at this point. We see he's kind of spreading across the map. More stables go down, so he is going to be able to replenish this Asabara force really quickly. Look at all the stables. 12 stables are out there just about. Yeah, I think 12 stables. Oh my goodness. Be very interesting to see how this game plays out from here. I mean, it's very interesting to see these mirror matchups against these civilizations. We're seeing now this force of Asabars are kind of waiting on this eastern front, as the spearmen have paused on the western front there now. And now these Asabars are making their way down, and the spearmen are making their way down slowly but surely. They are going to get there and put that feint attack on, as these Asabars, a very mobile force, are just looking for any kind of way in to do some mass amount of economical damage, because that many Asabars, you can really wipe out some villagers. I am surprised Trolerkules hasn't put much pressure on. He's been forced to be on his heels, and that is the benefit of this strategy. Now here we go. This force of spearmen is coming around, and they actually caught a couple units off guard, and now these archers are going to come in, and with that, we're going to see all of these Asabaras make their way into the base of Trolerkules, as they're going to see this stone mine. They're kind of halting a little bit, and they allowed the Asabars to make their way in defense, so they didn't get much pressure on. Now they're going to make their way to the north, as I'm not sure. Now they found the gold mine, and those golds were expertly microed out of the way by Trolerkules, who was avoiding almost all damage. Didn't lose, I don't think, a single villager on that surround there. But now these Asabaras are finding their way around the south, and those spearmen block the way to the north a little bit, and these Asabaras are able to just come into the wood line of Trolerkules and are going to be able to wreak havoc. They killed at least 8 villagers right there before the force of Trolerkules is able to come in and defend. Now WiriWout is going to pull out again and try to sweep around. He has got his eyes set on that stone mine, and then probably even that gold mine. Let's see if Trolerkules goes to defend it. He pulls around behind and is going to be blocked off by his own houses, as that gold mine is going to be completely exposed, and those villagers are going to get completely slaughtered, which may force a GG here pretty shortly. Now we're seeing only a couple spearmen come in to defend those archers, but the Asabara in the north are almost completely wiped out for Trolerkules, as now the force for WiriWout is going to pull back, but that's going to be enough damage for Trolerkules to call the GG. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope everyone agrees with all this stuff I talked about. Let your voice be heard. It's really important for the developers to know what we think as you get to see the base of Trolerkules. They're a really great game by both these players. I hope everyone enjoyed it. With that said, I want to leave you on one note. Please do not give up on this game. Thanks for everybody watching, and bye-bye now.